Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Are you refreshed? Welcome back. This is now what for us in NAP, a very exciting bit of our conference. You will see behind a picture of Joe Corkill. I knew Joe quite well. He came from the Wirral, so not so far from here. He was a passionate supporter of the patient perspective. And when we decided to have an award, it seemed fitting to call it the Corkill Award. We had an interesting number of entries this year that made it really very difficult to decide what to do. But there were two clear people at the top. They weren't A and B, they were A and A. So we have decided to award two separate first prizes, two separate Corkill winners. And the first one that I'm asking to come up and give us a little presentation about what they have done is Diane Kent from, is it Whitestone or Whitstone? Whitestone Surgery. Diane, you're very welcome.
Thank you. And it's a great honour, actually, to be standing here to receive this award. We were absolutely delighted when we were informed. This is our patient participation group at Whitestone. And as you can see, it's all age ranges. Our ages range from 20 to 92. But the 92-year-old, unfortunately, has recently passed away. But his relatives, although they're not local people, stay with us and they help us with open days and things like that. So he continues on and he oversees what we're doing. The 20-year-old, he's moved on to become a GP assistant. He got that involved in what he was doing and he felt that he wanted to do a bit more. So he now has become a virtual member. By virtual member, I suppose some of you people in the room have got virtual and formal members. And the virtual members are the ones that can't come each time to the meeting, but they can commit some time to help with developments. So that is just really an illustration of our meeting, but I do want to point out two people there, the lady there and the man in the shirt, the Hawaiian shirt, because one of the things that I think that got Whitestone the award was what we're doing with technology. And those two people had never, ever touched a computer. And one of the initiatives that we did at Whitestone was to have a Silver Surfers Club. Now, the Silver Surfers started as a drop-in session for people that wanted to just come in, learn about it, took them away from any embarrassment with young people. It was the older age group that wanted to attend, and we had these drop-in sessions. That was extremely successful, and then we moved on to a 6-week course. And part of the 6-week course was bringing Bob the Buzz over there, Bob the Buzz, onto site. Now, in order for us to do that, we actually teamed with North Warwickshire Council and the voluntary sector. And as a result of that, it was our open day last week, and they came along to our open day and brought Bob the Buzz along, and we've had a lot of interest, so we're off again now with another course. So it was the drop-in session, it was the 6-week course with Bob the Buzz, and now we're actually rolling what we've done out to our other GP colleagues in the locality, so that as we learn, we want to transfer that learning to other people. And we now have 50% of the patients online, accessing online. And if we identify a patient that needs help with technology, then they're just referred, if you like, to the project lead that does the technology, and away the person goes. How we actually divide our patient participation group is these are our developments at the moment, and we have a project lead for each of those. And Hay, who's the deputy chair, and myself, we actually just oversee and coordinate, but we identified from our membership people that could actually take forward initiatives for us. And Bob the Buzz and our Silver Surfers, that's going very, very well. We've got the Carers CAF, and we started out with that as for dementia, carers for dementia patients. But now we've moved on, and we're actually inviting anyone that's a carer that needs to come and talk over a cup of tea. And because of our link and relationship with other partners, Citizens Advice Bureau and Guideposts have now joined with us on those sessions that we actually do with the Carers CAF. So there's always help and information there if they wish to access it. The Job Club, that is where people have been unemployed for quite some time, and they have difficulty in applying, making their applications, job interviews. So that's precisely what that Whitestone Job Club does. So if the doctor or the nurse actually picks up that we have someone that's having difficulty and needs assistance, then they're referred over to the Job Club. In addition to that, we are now developing our own quality framework from a PPG perspective. We're actually looking from the point of view of Health Watch and CQC, and we've amalgamated those. We've come up with our own questionnaire, and each member of the PPG will actually have some training in using that questionnaire and getting the information from the patients. That information we then use, and we come up with different developments and things. So that's another thing that we're actually doing. But I think the thing that really is very unique, I mean, someone in the room may say we're already doing it, but it's our Bob the Buzz that actually comes to the premises and actually delivers these technology courses. And as I say, we're now going to take that to our wider GP population so that we can share what we've actually developed. So overall, I think Whitestone have done a good job, although I say it myself, but you know, there's a lot of commitment, and everyone, as you know, does it on a voluntary basis. And the enthusiasm is really beyond comprehension. And I think that's just because we've got them all involved. They can see developments and they can see success. So therefore, they want to be part of it. And finally, this is Whitestone PPG saying thank you to all the people that felt they were worthy of the award. In actual fact, what it was, and it really fitted in, was our open day for the community, where we invite them in. We have a theme for each of the open days. Last week's was information technology in healthcare. So that was good. But this one was about improving health. And as you can see, the man there with the garland round his neck is the man that I said died quite recently, our 90-odd-year-old member. So that's Whitestone. We are delighted to have won this, and if we can share anything with anybody that's here, then we would be more than willing to do that. Thank you.
Well, that's inspirational. I'm sure you would agree. The AA, the other A winner, is from Hoghton, Thornley House Practice. Last year, if you were here, some of you would remember Amir Hanan, Dr. Amir Hanan, giving a paper. Well, that's his practice. And I am delighted that Ingrid Brindle, the chairman of the PPG, has taken a day off her holiday and come back early at considerable cost in order to tell us about her project and the project of the PPG and why they're the winners. Ingrid.
Gosh, Whitestone. You know, I'm quite emotional because I'm really honoured to be on the same stage as you doing that, getting the same award as you guys doing that fantastic stuff. And I'm just thinking, well, how on earth do we follow that? So well done, brilliant. We should pinch some of your ideas, definitely. I haven't got any slides. I just thought I'd talk. I said to somebody who knew me well, I'll just talk, and they said that won't be difficult, will it? So I know I haven't got a lot of time, and I've got quite a few things that I want to skate through, but first of all, I do want to say thank you for the award, and I want to say thank you to all the PPG for their efforts, our PPG, and thank you also to our practice for their tremendous support. As you said, we're all volunteers, and support and working together as a team is really important. We submitted 3 things to be considered for our bid. The first one is an English as a second language course. We have a large Asian population within our practices, and the English as a second language course was devised to make sure that people who were finding English difficult were not barred from accessing the health services that they needed. What we had been doing, I think I said this morning in a question, but we've had full access to our GP records at our surgery. I mean, I've had mine for 10 years, full access, which is amazing. And in the past, we have run workshops for people who needed particular help with getting access to their records. And my colleague Shafia here is at the front, used to run those, a bit like your Silver Surfer things, but with the specific purpose of getting access to health records and understanding how all that worked. We then realised that there was a need to cater for our Asian patients, and so Shafia designed a course, an English as a second language course, which looked at all the issues to do with health. So it looked at organising patients to access their records online. It looked at how you ring up and make an appointment, how you understand when you've made an appointment what happens next, how you understand what the pharmacy is all about and how they can help you with small ailments, or how you organise your prescription. Looked at accessing library facilities, and also looked at filling out this little booklet here, which some of you may have seen, which is called My Medication Passport, and I'll talk about that in a minute. So covered all those health issues, and it was an 8-week course which we trialled as a project, and got marvellous evaluations. What's happening now, though, is because we worked with our local Asian support group, which is called High Community Action, and had their advice throughout it, we now have over 70 names of people who want to come on the course. And the trouble is, we have to now find some funding because it's going to cost us every time. Whoops, Daisy. It's going to cost us every time we run a chunk. So it's made a tremendous amount of difference to those people. The other thing that we've done, both within the practice and also outside, actually, is I came across this My Medication Passport, which is free. You can just send off for them. And I first was looking at it as an extra or helping to maintain a good service for people for whom records access online wasn't the right thing. And it's a terrific piece of kit. It's developed by patients down in London, and that's been well trialled. You can have all your key phone numbers and NHS numbers and things like that, allergies, any special aids you might need, medications and when you take them. It's also got some other issues about medication, like don't give her that again because she nearly died. So don't try her again with that. And then some pages in the back where you might want to say when you had your x-ray, when you came out of hospital, when you finished your antibiotics, blah, blah, blah. And some other stuff for me, which might be, I've got a fused neck, I've got poor vision, don't move my neck around too much, I'm on warfarin, so I'll bleed, those kind of things. So your key stuff is there. And if you're going to the doctor or you're going to going on a holiday, or if you're taking somebody to the hospital that you don't know very well, terrific for nursing homes where carers sometimes take people who they have no idea about, and it's just a little mobile reminder of all that stuff. And of course, particularly relevant, for people who may have memory issues or language issues or anything to do with that. So we've distributed that to some vulnerable groups around the locality, sheltered housing, retirement housing, loads and loads of different, I haven't got time to tell you, but loads and loads of different places, and it's been reviewed extremely well. Can't recommend them highly enough. They're absolutely fabulous and free. So we've done that. The other initiative that we've done is something called Health Pledge, and I don't know whether any of you have heard of Health Pledge, but it's an initiative by our PPG to try and encourage people to look at their health behaviours, because of course we know that self-care and patient responsibility is very important, and we make hundreds of decisions every day that affect our health. We're saying in one of the groups today, like bacon sandwich or a gin and tonic, all those kind of things, they all contribute to the levels of our health. And so the idea is, and it's so simple, it's getting people to look at their health behaviours, choose a small thing that they can change to improve their health, and pledge to do it on our website. And our website is www.healthpledge.co.uk, and it's all set up. You go on the website, there's a button that says make your pledge now. You press the button and make a pledge. And it's well researched that if you actually make a pledge to do something publicly, it makes it a lot more powerful. And you can pledge it anonymously, you can pledge it as part of a group, you can leave your email with us if you want to, so we can say how are you doing, or keep people in touch. We've got masses of success stories now of people who've made some really good inroads into changing their health by getting part of Health Pledge. We've worked with Manchester Metropolitan University Nursing Department. They've been very supportive. They now have it on their curriculum for their students. Their students are finding it very useful as well to talk to patients as an opener. Clinicians have found it very useful because instead of saying you need to change how you use your diabetic medicine or whatever, it's possible to reframe the comments so that, oh, did you know there are some patients who are doing some stuff at the moment? They've got a campaign going about making improvements to health. Why don't you support them or think about supporting them by making a pledge to do some changes? So it kind of changes the emphasis. And of course, our unique selling point is we're nothing to do with the NHS or anything like that. I mean, we're just patients doing stuff for patients wanting to improve. And our local authority has the worst statistics for all the 5 major killers in the country. So we're trying to spread it out to get this out. We've publicised it at, we've had market stalls, we've had stalls in the supermarket where we've had Manchester Metropolitan in doing health checks and then leading on to, perhaps making some different decisions. What else have we done? Am I nearly out of time now, probably, am I? Did I say we've been to the local supermarket and all those kind of things? Right, now, what I would like you to consider is becoming a health pledge champion and helping to support us by making a small change to improve your own health and being a champion by persuading somebody else to do the same. We would really, really, really like you to do that. We want to keep the momentum going. The other thing is, it's a very useful thing for a PPG group, because we have gone out to all sorts of different groups. Like, we've been out to schools, we've been out to churches, we've been out to the Brownies, we've been out to all over the place talking about personal responsibility and health issues. So it gives you great access, and it would be really easy. You can use any of our resources. I mean, look on the website, use any of our resources. For example, there's a health pledge slip here, and it just says health pledge. You could put on the top here, Whitestone PPG supports health pledge, and then it becomes your activity, but all you have to do is put the things on our website, so you don't have to bother with all the difficult stuff. But you can make any of your own posters saying, you support health pledge, and get people to pledge by whatever method you possibly can. So if anybody wants to talk to Shafira and I afterwards, we good ideas for that. But everything that's on our website you can use. So you can personalise your own stuff. So I've run out of time now, haven't I? Yep. Yeah. Anyway, thank you very much indeed for listening.
Before I hand over to Sir Dennis to bring our conference to a close with his usually superb remarks, which we all look forward to, I just want to thank all the applicants for the Corkill Award, and particularly those 2 winners, because they are inspirational. But the others were inspirational too in their own way, but this is what it needed to win. So congratulations again to everybody.